Krossfire on Durian Asia.
Hi and welcome to Krossfire. This is the show where we throw everything on the table. Well, I am Junsern and joining me here today is my partners in crime,
Shan,
Kevin. And today we actually have two very special guests in our studio. And we have Nik Farzimar Nik Omar, which is the Group Manager, Entrepreneur, SME and International Relation of PKINK or Perbadanan Kemajuan Iktisad Negeri Kelantan. And also joining us here today is a very good friend of mine, Ninot Aziz of BZBee.
Hi, Junsern.
Hi. And also, she's a very talented author. Welcome to the show. Recently, the Kelantan's SEDC unit celebrated its 50th year anniversary with an all-ladies gala in conjunction with Visit Kelantan Year 2016. And the event titled 50 Years of Excellence with PKINK, a Soiree to remember, Reminiscing, a Golden Kelantanese Heritage. And let us go a little bit into this event. Nik, can you share with us a little bit about this event?
Okay, actually, first and foremost, I would like to tell everyone what Scala is all about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it means Kelantan Authentic Lifestyle and Arts. When I was previously not in that department. I was a corporate planning department. So when I was asked to head the entrepreneur development division, my CEO said then that I want you to revamp the batik industry in Kelantan. Yeah, so we were like, oh, okay, what should I do? Okay, but we do not want to just focus on batik because there's a lot more that Kelantan can offer. Yeah, so we sit down and think what would be the theme for all these efforts regarding Kelantan culture, Kelantan's heritage. So we come up with Kala, and It's just like from last year in March 2015, and in that 1 year I was privileged being able to collaborate with some of them, like quite famous personalities in fashion industry with Shekahab, with Jan's Creation. So we look back into batik, how we want to revamp it, make it into new designs, contemporary that would appeal to younger generation, and those designers have bring our batik to Doha, to Singapore. So it's time that we bring it back to Kelantan to show to the ladies of Kelantan what we have done to batik so far. Mm-hmm. That's why we initiated that Soiree to remember.
That's very interesting. Well, Ninot, I remember before the show you did share with me about how much you enjoy this event. Can you share with us from your point of view, your experience? Because I think you emceed the event, am I right?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for allowing me to MC the event. The event is really something truly unique. When I first spoke to Nik about the event, initially it was just a 50th anniversary celebration. But then her passion allowed us to do a little bit more. A little bit more in terms of when she says batik and songket, I think she took a gamble. She took a gamble in some of the ideas that we put out. We managed to bring back wayang kulit to the event. And there were many challenges because it was an all-ladies event. And wayang kulit is generally performed by Pak Dalang, who are men.
Tok Dalang.
Tok Dalang, yes. Mm-hmm. And the story itself, being in Kelantan, it was a challenge to get the right story to perform for the crowd. So that was a challenge, and we did many things. We actually wrote a new wayang kulit for the event based on Hikayat Sri Kelantan, a story about Puteri Sakdong, which is acceptable because it's the legend of Kelantan. So that was really interesting. And because we couldn't have men in the hall, it was an all-ladies affair, we actually videoed it in Tumpat, and then brought it to the event. So a lot of things almost did not happen, but I think because of Nik's perseverance,
really want it to happen.
She really wanted it to happen, and it happened. The other really happy moment for me, and really a pleasure to see. Nik wanted Ashik.
I wanted Mak Yong in the first place. Mm-hmm. I wanted Mak Yong in the first place, but then we have some reconsideration because there's some needs of the plot being rewritten, right? So
Yeah.
so Ninot suggested Asyik.
Well, I mean, talking about Mat Yong, can you briefly explain to us? I think Shan looks lost.
No, I'm just concerned about some, because we are Durian ASEAN, so we do have listeners in Philippines and
So,
Thailand and all that.
maybe
you
you
can
want to
share
share
some
with
bit
us,
of Kelantanese culture with them also lah. Yeah.
Okay, I think Ninot is the best person to share it.
yeah, maybe share with us a little bit about what is Mak Yong,
brief
what is
overview.
Tarian Asyik.
Go ahead. Okay. I'll say something.
Yeah,
about
because Ninot wrote Hikayat Sri Kelantan.
No, not really. Retold.
Alright.
Okay, Mak Yong is actually it is not actually a dance. It is actually a full theatre performance that incorporates dance, acting, comedy, many elements. So all these elements come together to tell a story. And there are many stories. There is Anak Raja Gondang, the Snail Prince. There is Raja Besar Ho Gading. There is, I can go on and on. But
I know you do.
there are quite a few stories. And frankly, these stories are disappearing. Why? Because the Mak Yong is disappearing. Mak Yong actually is one of the very few cultural performances that is UNESCO recognized.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, it is one of the oral heritage of the world. Okay,
Is it very similar to like how the Scandinavians used to when they recite the poems? Is basically reciting like folk stories, but it's in a poem mode. I mean, is it something similar?
It is really storytelling, but it's a full theatre performance.
Oh wow, okay.
It's a full, it's dance, it's sing, songs, it is acting. So it's a full theatre performance, and it used to be passed down from generation to generation, and it takes years to master. Now, Mak Yong is still available in Kelantan, but I think it is more popular elsewhere outside of Kelantan because of maybe certain beliefs that it is Siamese and all that, but it's not. It is not. It is a true
Malaysian art form.
Yeah. So that's why. So we couldn't do Mak Yong.
We couldn't do Mak Yong yet.
Yet.
Yes.
I like that word.
So
Yeah.
Asyik,
We can do Asyik, but in a close hall.
no, I mean what is Asyik? Is it what kind of
Asyik
dance?
is a
Court dance.
Court dance. Yeah. Ninot has the history of it.
What-
I'm so
what's
sorry.
what's the music that accompanies Asyik?
Okay, it is basically rebab and serunai, the Kelantanese
So
music.
same like
Same.
with Gendang Ana and
Yes.
yes. So
Okay, but
See, I told you he's the music guy.
Asyik has a very, very strong history.
Go ahead.
In 1957, when we were celebrating our
Independence.
Merdeka,
Yeah, Merdeka.
Tunku actually had his hand into every aspect of the celebration. I mean, this is our 31st August 1957 Merdeka. And he actually handpicked Asyik, which had never left Kelantan at that time, to be performed in KL. One, for the 31st August celebration. Two, to be performed in the to the public on the 2nd of September 1957. And three, to be performed in his residence for all the dignitaries that came to Malaysia. So 1957, Asyik, the very master from the Palace of Kelantan, Ismail Bakti, brought his troop crossing 22 rivers, ferry and whatnot, to bring it to KL.
yeah,
First time.
because that time
Oh,
got
I'm
no
having-
plus highway.
No Air Asia.
Karak Highway.
No Air Asia too.
No Air Asia.
So Asyik is part of our history, and Nik has brought back Asyik to Kelantan.
Is it-
If I may share how I met Ninot, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, we joined one ASEAN Entrepreneur Summit in KLCC. Have you heard about it? In September is it? November?
Last September.
It started in March with the mini summit, remember, under the MOF. And then the ultimate one is during the ASEAN Summit in
when
November.
we had all the leaders in town.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
I was busy promoting Kelantan in my booth, the batik and the songket, and suddenly Ninot came to me and said, I'm very passionate in promoting Tahun Melawat Kelantan.
Yeah.
She went to Kota Baru, and that's where I heard all this history, all these legends
Stories.
about Kelantan. I have to admit that I felt so ashamed because she knew more about Kelantan than me. that makes me realize I have to bring it back, because at my age, which is not that young, I
Not
didn't
that
know
old either
most
lah.
about that history. So what about the younger generations?
Exactly.
They need to know what the true wealth of our culture.
Actually, I have to agree with you, because when the first time I met Ninot, and when she showed me her book, and then when she started sharing about the Hikayat, and for me, I mean, the stories that I've heard since I was young, and after meeting with Ninot, I realized that I haven't even scratched the surface.
Yes.
Like what I learned about the Hikayat Sang Kancil that I saw on TV and all those things is just so little, you know. Then when I read her book and I went through everything, I go like, wow,
Yeah.
there's so much more that we have not even explored.
Yeah.
Kelantan is just one state, you know.
I know.
There's so many.
The thing is, you see, like when it comes to not only just the history, but in terms of the culture also. I mean, like for example, like you were saying about Tarian Asyik just now, the Mak Yong, and also now we talk about the Wayang Kulit. Everyone actually know about Wayang Kulit, but they do not know about Wayang Kulit. It's like I know Wayang Kulit because I saw it, and people actually show it. Like I remember last
It
time.
was made popular by that
Ibu
cough
Cap-
medicine
Ibu Cap dan Anak.
advertisement.
Yeah.
Cep Ibu dan Anak.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, for us that's popular culture that crossed over to us, that made it, oh, that's
Yep.
Wayang Kulit. We know that's Wayang Kulit because of that advertisement.
But the thing is, that's the only thing that we know. Like that's why I mentioned this now. It's just the surface. Wayang Kulit itself is a long history
Yeah.
in our country itself.
Yeah.
So the thing is, what do you think in a way went wrong while the whole journey until now that Wayang Kulit still have not penetrated?
If I could just say something, like that was my first, when you mentioned that Cap Ibu dan Anak advertisement, that was my first like viewing of Wayang Kulit on national TV, like that, because there was no Facebook, there's no internet. TV was like your social,
Only source of info.
yeah, your mass medium lah.
Yeah.
So like I got to learn more about Wayang Kulit when I went to Akademi Seni Kebangsaan, where things like Wayang Kulit, Mak Yong was all part of the core subjects that you need to learn. First year was Wayang Kulit, second year was Mak Yong, third year was Bangsawan, which is another court theatre. So in the first year when you learn Wayang Kulit, you learn the basics of how to play the instruments. Of course, in every Wayang Kulit troupe, there's only one tok dalang, but the musicians, there's also limited. So what we had was ensemble classes where we would all be in different groups and you learn the instruments. So the only way for us to learn at that point in time was the only way that it was taught, which was by just the tok dalang leading the class and telling them, okay, you play like this. And sometimes the tutor, because it was also I was a music student, so the tutor would sometimes help to explain it in modern musical terms or classical music terms, which made it easier for me. But for the people who were not from Kelantan, from Johor, whatever, for them it was like they were also new lah. Those from Kelantan kind of knew what was going on, but they all were just like, the main medium for learning was learning by following the leader lah, which is either the tutor or the tok dalang. So then after that, that's the practical side of it. We had another class where we had Wayang Kulit, which is like 3 credit hours long every week. We had to sit in the hall with Gula Sawa Yusof. He was a professor at UM, and then he came over and taught us. So we had to sit down and learn, like, okay, this story came from where. Then we had to go and research, like, what are the original stories. Like some of them were taken out from the Mahabharata, yeah. And then you have that's one section. Then you have the local Malay stories, and then you have the adaptation of the Mahabharata into local stories. So it's like very interesting to learn, like, wow, my country got so much history, but I don't know what.
You will only wish back then you knew Ninot.
Yeah.
Then she can help you in all the
Hey,
stories.
but I got A for wayang kulit, okay?
Nice.
I got A for wayang kulit, okay?
Nice.
But see, that's the thing. The material is there. Just that nobody ever said, okay, go to the library, open the book. Because like if you're in school, like all of us went to a kebangsaan school, right? The focus was on alam dan manusia, kemahiran hidup,
Yeah, they don't teach
science,
culture.
maths,
Moral. They have to
moral.
teach us moral.
Even music was only until what? Standard 4, standard
Yeah,
6.
and we have to play with that recorder.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
recorder only. You don't
Yeah.
get to play drums or
Yeah.
guitar or anything else.
So
Imagine if we have gamelan in school. My God.
My
Yeah.
God, yeah. No, I mean it's like, you see, this all these cultural, how would I put it? Cultural history, or heritage should be taught in school.
Yeah,
And-
cultural
and-
class.
Yeah, I mean we don't have that in school. We learn about everything around us, other countries, our neighboring countries, the current, I would say modern history. But when it comes to culture,
We don't learn it at
we
all.
don't learn much.
yeah.
I think the closest I came to culture, right?
Alam
I mean,
manusia.
Alam
bit.
dan manusia, and then
Little bit in history.
during art,
Zaman Paleolithic.
yeah,
Those kind of culture. Yeah, that's the closest.
Well, they did some subject, a little bit on Malaysian culture, like okay, a little bit on like 2 lines from Sabah, 2 lines from Sarawak.
Yeah, yeah.
That's about it, lah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Don't
I
go any
think
further than
the
that.
next thing you come close is when we do the arts paper, like they say, okay, draw the wow.
Didn't
That's
take
the
art.
That's the art paper.
Yeah.
in PM.
You all took art lah.
No,
That's
I
why
take
you
art.
all-
I
Yeah, but the thing is, that's the closest we come when trying to understand the culture. So, where did it went wrong? In between, shouldn't we be taught about this? I mean, this is our country. We should learn our heritage. If you look at several other countries, don't I mean, bar Singapore lah, I mean, but you look at like the America, I mean, they actually learn a lot about their culture. They actually have cultural nights and all those things. What about us?
You need to go so far lah. Sabah, Sarawak. If you're barrio, you know everything about your culture, man. You're taught from a very young age that no matter how modern you become in the future, you have to know whatever
Your
you learn
roots.
from it.
Your
Yeah.
roots lah, yeah.
You have to know how to tie your own chawat. That's the main thing. It's true in barrio.
Well
you
put
have
lah.
to- yeah.
Well put.
But I have to say this. In recent years, I've seen the textbooks, and you begin to see things like Naga Tasik Chini back.
Okay.
I love that story.
Yeah. Cik Siti Wan Kembang coming back into the textbooks. Okay, so there is some realization. If you ask me where we went wrong, I can't say. But I'm just happy to see it coming back. And I think the more we have sessions like this, the more we speak to people, the more we tell the stories, the more that happens, it will come back.
So what's currently like driving this sense of awareness back into the thing? Is it the like for y'all, for you and Puan Nik, is because you met her at that booth and that sparked off everything? Do we need more of those kind of let's say meeting
Avenues.
points for sorry, from government, right? But because you are from corporate background, you know the need to connect with local practitioners to create that understanding. Okay, this is what we have. What can we do on government side? Okay, what can we do on this side, and what we have. The practitioner will know already. Like you will know she will know all the history. So they have the content, but how do you? What is the enabler of that content? Yeah.
This one you must say.
Like from my point of view, because I'm the Kelantan State Economic Development Corporation, we're supposed to help the micro entrepreneurs, in our state. The enablers would be getting their products, people aware of their products. Because if I may talk about my bracelet. Okay. No, because when I did soiree that day, I purposely wear this bangle. This is from my
Can I have a
grandmother.
look? Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
No, because this is we cannot find the artisan now that can produce the same kind of arts, the same kind of this fine
Quality.
artistry. Yeah. Because if like say I give an example, Switzerland. Yeah. They produce watch,
Yes.
and they
Yeah.
really appreciate their master craftsmen, because they be able to produce watch, handmade. We have those artisans, but they're now at the backyard of their house.
Exactly.
Some of them are aging because there is no platform for their products to generate income to the family.
Why is that, What went wrong?
Awareness? Could it be awareness?
Because
modernization.
For her it's different because she's coming in from corporate to now be in this position.
Yep.
So it's hard for her to point at why it went wrong because she's currently just new with the government.
Yeah. I think it's modernization.
Okay.
People thought that being modern, you have to leave behind your tradition. It's so kampung to blend in with your heritage and everything.
That's actually a very sad thing to hear.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, I think Ninot knows I'm the person that champions all these things a lot, and like Kevin also know I champion a lot of local produce. Like this kind of thing. I felt that the fault lies on not just one entity, but I think the fault lies on everyone. Everyone have to play their part. Number one, like for example, if just say like as a parent, you need to expose your children to all these things. Like you say, like leaving behind and modernize yourself. But the thing is, end of the day, I mean, my dad used to tell me, he said, wherever you go, whatever you become, don't forget your roots. Just like you said, the barrio. Okay, so whatever you do, wherever you go, you never forget your roots because that is what makes you. So, for example,
play devil's advocate. Ask you a question: why aren't parents doing it nowadays?
I don't know. This is my personal point of view. I think that parents are too busy finding money.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have no time for their children, because if you look at it back then, say our parents, a lot of our mothers are housewives. Our father will be the one earning the bread and butter, and a lot of our mothers are housewives, and that's where the mother will connect with the children and educate them
to pass down the heritage.
And then on the weekends now because of the whole globalization and everyone busy finding money, the thing is we forget about the most important aspect of life, which is the people around you. You find money for what? For the people around you. But the thing is, you are so obsessed about finding money that you forget about the people around you.
But people have always been going out and working and finding money, but those days they have the time to do it. So something has changed in the culture.
You see, that's the thing. Because now with the cost of living going up, people tend to work way beyond their working time. You see, like for example, I think back again back then when I was young, my dad would come back every day at 5. It's like 5 o'clock, come home, Papa come back. Weekends he doesn't work, But now if you look at it, Papa go outstation lah, Papa meet client lah, Papa at night have to entertain this lah, weekend, got project lah, got event lah. So there's no time for the children.
The types of jobs have changed lah.
Exactly.
So type of job, and you end up having to work more to earn the same amount of money. Or rather, although you're earning more money, but the value of that money is the same as before. So I would say it's like on the bigger scale of things is that if we were to look at Malaysia as a company, the welfare of its employees is not seen as a priority right now, because we're still trying to develop into a major forerunner of a first world country. So we're putting a lot of our resources into development, but at the same time not retaining culture, which is also a possible driver for economic development.
But you see the Japanese, right? They work a lot longer and harder than Malaysians, sadly lah. But somehow they still retain their culture. Why is it that doesn't happen here?
You see, the thing is because they appreciate the culture. They
so
actually
why don't
have
we appreciate our culture?
That's the thing. That's the big question mark that we have now. But the thing is, like Puan Nik and Ninot here, they are championing the culture, and we need people like that to come back and start pushing and making our heritage and our culture something that can be accepted by us.
But now the root problem, right, is that the younger generation does not understand, they're ignorant of our culture, or they see it as, like Puan Nik and Ninot said just now, it's kampung. Okay? So now how do we reverse that effect and turn it back around? It's to make it relevant to the children, right?
You're right.
So how do we do that?
Sorry.
Firstly, I think we need to know that we need to recognize it is not one reason, one force that makes things disappear.
Agreed.
When things happen at the same time simultaneously, the effect is so much more stronger. So several things happen. Number one, modernization, as Nik said. Okay. Number two, so many things came into the entertainment sphere.
Okay.
The platforms, the content, everything is there, and everything is new, and new is exciting. Okay. Then the change of generation. So with all that happening at one go, and plus from the 70s right up to the from 80s to 2000 until now, it is all about economic development. So all that actually contributed to it. And while it is sad, it is the very fact that we were losing it that people come out now and say, hey, there's something missing. Hey, we got to get that back. You know, for me, one of the reasons why I started collating legends is because my kids knew Greek, Western fairy tales, all mythologies from all over the world, but not ours. So I said, okay, this is what I'm going to write, and etc. And everyone have their own idea. Some people, hey, I've really lost my sense of identity. Mana Melayuku, mana whatever, you know. Where do I get that back? And so we start searching. And for that reason, people like Nik, people like me, Junsern, many of us have come up and said, this is what we yearn for. It is something that is us. So we start searching. So, but to answer your question, Shan, where do we start? It's not that the children don't like it. It's not that the children don't want it. The children do not know
about it. Ignorance.
So it has to go back. For me, it has to go back to the schools.
I think we have to stop looking east or looking west. We should start looking at ourselves.
Looking in.
Looking in.
But I think also the difference to say, like, in the region you have Indonesian, you have Japanese, you have Chinese, you have Korean, right? The thing is about Malaysia is that you have probably all of the four different regions in Malaysia, the different cultures that involves, which makes it very hard to have a centralized dissemination of cultural info, for example, or even content. Like, even it's so unique and diverse in Malaysia, and that it's hard to just present it in one manner. So it has to be like a constant development of how to put everything together.
How to balance it.
And even in Kelantan itself, you have the physical products and you have the intangible products. For example, the music of wayang kulit and Mak Yong and Asyik uses the same instruments but played differently.
Right.
So it's hard. So even for a rebab player, you have to learn like different styles and all the different melodies, which is like either you learn it by ear or there's some notation lah, which I'm not sure how it's done. Like for example, I don't know if you know this guy, Kamarul Badri. He's one of the only national Ahli Tersoho, something to do with intangible art, where he's the only young practitioner which is given a recognition to say that he's a artist Tersoho of traditional wayang kulit music, because he's the only like young guy who's continuing his family's practice of wayang kulit music and bringing it out. So he makes instruments, he plays, he performs, and he's traveled to countries like what's that country? Budapest or
Hungary?
Land of Mozart.
No.
Vienna.
There's this expo called Womex, and he went for that Womex as
Poland.
No. Womex happens in different countries, either Budapest or I think Spain. So he went and presented the music, and people liked it, but there was no form of representation for him. So it was hard for him to speak to all these people who were like asking him questions, but then he couldn't.
Right.
But at that point, it's very similar to how Ninot and Puan Nik met, because you have practitioners and you have enablers. So those kind of I feel like those kind of things need to happen more, so that the government, like people on the top end can connect with practitioners,
So maybe if the government can arrange more avenues for this kind of meetings,
which I think has been happening lah.
Yeah.
But just there's a very slow
on a
rate.
bigger scale, lah.
And
Should have
also
on a bigger
this
scale.
year with GST, everything's a bit tight. A bit tight lah.
Going back to batik and national pride, you look at Indonesia, even the Prime Minister wears batik all the time.
Exactly.
They're so proud of it. The school children, but perhaps we have to do something with the
But I have to say, it's weather-wise, climate-wise, it's nicer to wear batik there than to wear here. Here, I wear batik for a little while, like, oh, very hot.
Perhaps because we use the different kind of fabric. That's
Yeah.
why I joined one ASEAN Entrepreneur Summit that day, because they have a fashion lab. Because I want the younger generation, the young designers, to come up with the right fabric, the right design that would not make us uncomfortable wearing batik. Because with the current design, the current fabric, they're just confined to like a special occasion, for weddings, for sort of things that's
Formal
the idea,
wear and all
formal
this,
wear.
Actually, I have to mention this. Batik was one of the design houses that was at the Kala Soiree, to remember. And what we really want to do at Batik is a sister company of BZBee Consult. Our MD really wants to make batik available to all, in terms of, like you say, material, costing, designs, make it more fashionable designs, and it is firstly for the country, for the people here, but Nik, you're like you too, we want to bring it international. Malaysian batik is so vibrant and so diverse and different, colourful and creative, so that has to come up.
That's why I use the word Kelantan. I didn't use if I may say, I didn't use a Malay authentic lifestyle and arts, because I think Kelantan, like you say, we are very diverse. Kelantan represents all. It's not just this is baju orang Melayu, this is macam tu lah. I think because betul, like you said, we cannot be like certain countries because we have diverse population, right? So it is a national pride, Malaysian. It's not just certain segment of the society.
Yep.
I agree, but that's the thing. I mean, I've worn like local batik, but it's clearly the case. Like, I think the designs for Malaysian batik is nicer, but the reason why I wear the Indonesian batik that I got from somebody was because it's a lot more comfortable to wear.
The cotton.
It's just is this cotton like very hard to find or?
No, because perhaps the perception of people. When you use cotton for batik, it is cheaper than silk. Because we have not been able to change the mindset. I have to tell you this. We use cotton for kaftan, so we wear it at night as pajama. Something to go to pasar malam. But we use the silk one for better occasion.
Formal events.
But actually, that cotton batik can be designed into resorts wear or whatever.
Very true.
It doesn't have to be wear to the
Just like
only.
using some of the office shirt materials.
Yes, like linen, high quality cotton.
But what about, because we're talking about reaching out to younger generation, like, so how do you make batik accessible to them, like
more fashionable?
Because like I would think the batik design would fit nicely in
I thought of a culture, but it's a very old culture, which is the early 90s hip-hop bands. You realize most of them wear the shirt like batik style. Like Will Smith used to wear the batik shirt. With Jazzy Jeff and all
but the
those.
colours were like neon lah.
90s.
Yeah.
I think that was actually the point where we should have pushed batik.
No one thought about it. You're the only one.
So the thing is,
Merging cultures.
what you say is true. I mean, if you look at the other cultural aspect, batik and songket have penetrated to the younger market in a way more effectively than other things at the moment, if you look at it. But it is not penetrated deep into the society yet. I mean, when, like you say, when you talk about batik, it's all about formal wear. You only wear it for certain occasion. But how can we make batik something that we want to? Because I actually known a American lady that came here, and she actually came here for a holiday first. Then she actually saw Malaysian batik, and she fell in love with it. And what happened was that after I think it was after 2 or 3 years, then she came back here again, and she started searching for people that manufacture batik. And what she did was she integrated with like handbags, scarves, and all those things, and she sell it in the US. And the thing is, and what she does, what she said, she's sort of like giving back to the society. The people that she hired to do the batik is actually single moms.
Oh, it's like social enterprise now.
Yeah. So for her, I mean, she said this is something that she really wanted to do, and when I met her, something struck me really hard. Why is an American
Wanting to do this.
pushing batik to everyone else, and why aren't Malaysian doing this?
I think it's market. Over here, there's no market for batik. I mean, there is, but over there, it's like they see batik. Wow, this is so exotic. I want to buy because it's rare. Over here, like they take for granted that my mother's house got batik.
I just want to say that it's the yoga theory. Like, why is yoga more popular in everywhere around the world except for India? I take it for granted. It's because I can always have access to it.
Is it true?
Yeah, it's more popular everywhere than India. It's not that popular in India.
But you hit it on the nail.
Yep.
It is everyone takes it for granted.
Take for granted.
But then again, let's say for example, Songket, right? You go to Terengganu is different. You go to Kedah is different. You go to Kelantan is different. All these different aspects is very minute. You will not be the naked eye cannot see what's the difference. But if you're trained, then you can see this. But what I'm saying is, if there was like, I mean, it goes back to the schools. If that was
Taught to us.
in a conducive environment to recognize batik.
And then identify it.
Because like we do have like vocational schools, we do have like home ed schools, right? But it's not in
that won't reach out to the general school population. Yeah.
But let's talk about songket. Have you seen how much a piece of songket costs?
It's ridiculous lah. Like the cost wise, right, is very high.
Yeah. It's about like 25,000, 15,000. Yeah, they're really good.
It boils down to how we appreciate the technique into producing songket.
Correct. So I wouldn't say it's
the art producing songket, because, like I said, the Switzerland watch, the Swiss watch, people would pay the
40,000,
premium
60,000
for a handmade watch, kan? But we took for granted. Why would I pay thousands for songket? It's the same
mindset.
Yeah.
For me, we should be proud. It could be couture. And actually, that is what Kala has done. It has become couture wear. And if you really think about it, gold thread, gold. You know?
Yeah.
It's and when I saw it at Kala, the way it's put on, well, for that it was put on the abayas and all that. It looks so rich. It looked like something out of the Egyptian history or something like that.
But that's just the thing. See, once it goes into couture range, it excludes a lot of middle income people who can afford
that's
it.
True.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
I mean, in that sense, it's hard to create an appreciative market for it.
Okay. The couture part is like setting the trend.
Yes.
Yeah, the couture part is about setting the trend. So, my intention is that when the mass producers would look into what can be done with batik and songket, then they would translate it into mass-produced products.
And that will bring the cost down.
Yeah.
So your Louis Vuitton fashion becoming a H&M fashion lah.
Exactly. It's the same way. It's the same way in high fashion.
Then
It becomes high fashion first, then streetwear.
Yep.
Trickle
Exactly.
down.
Trickle down.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So
unfortunately, we don't have that kind of effect. Doesn't happen here.
Waterfall effect.
Yeah, very hard to happen here because the waterfall is very high.
Evaporated.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying lah.
I know,
I
yeah.
would
But
totally
we're trying.
like creating songko, just songko anyway in general, right? Is an art form. You have the tall one, you have the short one. But I feel songko can be very accessible. It's just that there is inclination to say that, oh, if you wear songkok means you can only use it to go for either Hari Raya or you're going to the mosque. But even then, I mean, I think songkok can be very crossover to different ages and different people. But just that sometimes if I walk down the road, then I say, hey, why are you wearing songkok? Go mosque or not? That kind of thing, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but if you look at it, right, back then, I mean, when during maybe in the 60s or 70s, wearing a songkok is actually quite a common thing.
Yeah.
You go everywhere, you go to the office, everything. People actually wear a songkok with office uniform. But
like
when did that stop?
Yeah.
The same day that US stopped wearing hats when they walk around. Somehow people just stop wearing headwear.
For me, it's hot to wear songkok now.
I think because the weather gets hotter and hotter, people stop wearing. Last time it was a bit cooler.
No, but okay, let's really talk about it openly.
Okay.
Don't you think hijab has become very fashionable?
It's just that I don't wear it lah.
Yeah, you start wearing it. We wonder about you. But for the longest time, like what you said, hijab was only for people who wanted to wear the hijab for religious reasons, and or at one point you wear the selendang because you're going to the mosque, etc. But now it is very fashionable. Many feel comfortable. To a certain extent, you don't even have to be Muslim to wear hijab.
It's become sort of like a fashion statement.
Yes.
And it has spread all the way to Europe.
And it means so many different things now. The modern woman, the intelligent woman, the modest woman, so many things. So it is really how we see,
how we actually position the product.
If I may share with you, it's related, because Kala is not just about batik and songket. It's about our traditional cuisine and delicacies. Yeah, we have challenges from Thailand, Indonesia, because they can produce their delicacies or cuisine at lower cost.
Right.
They can sell it at lower price. So our marketing strategy would be like this. When we sell a bottle of like kuzi paste. Have you heard kuzi? Kuzi is local.
This is fuzzy pim.
It's like curry, but it's not as spicy as curry. Yeah. So we have to like put on the bottle. This paste, this gravy is made from hours of preparation and everything, so that people wouldn't mind paying a premium for that product.
Actually, I have to say, in Malaysia, all Malaysians, they don't mind paying premium for food. Yeah, I would have to say that lah.
Okay, I can see that.
Some of us set on fire.
It's a compliment.
But it's true. I think.
I don't mind me joking.
No.
Yeah, we're supposed to joke on the show.
Yeah, I would think that kind of thing I can totally buy into the idea straight away, because everybody will die for Malaysian food. And
they would drive hours and hours just to eat something, and then drive hours and hours back.
Except I don't know whether I'll drive to Kelantan.
Market, but what I'm talking about is, for example, for the Middle East market, you have the same sambal. Yeah, sambal from Thailand and sambal from Malaysia. But we cannot sell sambal from Malaysia as cheap as sambal from Thailand. But we have to put like
because of costing, you mean?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So the way we want to market it compared to Thailand's sambal is that we have to explain,
add more value to
what goes into that bottle of sambal.
They have to put the brand like Gaya, Mutu.
And then nobody from Thailand understands what you like.
Have you heard about our serunding?
Yes.
Yeah, our serunding, we have to boil the beef for several hours.
I would have to say serunding is a very unique product.
We have to shred it.
Yeah.
We have to fry it. So all this effort, all this labor of love into coming up with the serunding, we have to make public, to tell the public what goes into that one packet of serunding.
Just making that coconut thing is takes hours.
That,
yeah, it's like they sell the normal nasi lemak, but then they call it something else, like nasi kelapa something. Then they rebrand all the items, and they write out one nice story. We're like, wow, this is so nice to go buy lah, but it's actually nasi lemak.
Yeah, it sounds so exotic.
Yeah, it sounds so exotic, but it's actually nasi lemak. Some of the high-end shops.
I actually have a very interesting story. Actually, my father's friend, a friend of his friend lah. She's actually from Holland. So when she used to visit Malaysia a lot during winter because it's too cold there, so she would come here and stay for like 2-3 months. Then she would buy belacan and she would take it back to Holland, and she actually cut into slices and she sells to her friends. And know what she call it? Malaysian cheese.
You eat it just like that.
With bread.
With bread.
Wow.
I was like, really? You eat belacan that way? But that's how, I mean, see, it's and the friends love it, you know. Every time when she goes back, she'll buy like 2 to 3, I'll call it bricks of belacan. And the thing is, her friends actually look forward when she comes back. They say, oh, this is actually very good. So you see, it's actually how it was packaged, I would say, marketed in a way that people go, oh, wow, nice.
And
Make
we-
it like really
and we
rare
took our
lah.
belacan for granted.
I think we take our sambal ikan bilis too for granted.
I think she had to go in Malaysian cheese because there's no translation for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a unique word.
But it's like it's almost the same like at that time when remember like suddenly Penang white curry suddenly became like super popular. And then everybody else started doing it, and then now it's like, what is that again? You know, when Penang white curry first came out, I was like, oh, what is that? I must get one. Everywhere you go, there's not enough stock.
Yeah.
Then after that, all these other major brands started doing it, and then now it's like, okay
Diluted
lah,
already,
whatever.
yeah.
Now everybody's buying what? Tom yum. Maggi mee tom yum again.
It's going back there lah.
Tom yum has survived lah, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Tom yum and
Indomie goreng. I'm just saying.
Okay, coming back to like you said, it's not batik, songket. In what sense that PKINK is doing in a way? I mean, what are the things that you're doing to actually push it now?
Previously, we collaborated with the designers to come up with a better design, better outfit or fabric. And we, at the moment, we are sitting down with some of the collaborators to come up with one competition. Yeah, because there's a lot of artisans around, so we want designers to come with their ideas, because at the moment, like for Kala Soiree, they just come and buy the material and turn it into a dress or something else. But now we want to encourage designers to come and meet our artisan, give their ideas, give their inputs of how the motif should look like,
How the print should look like.
to appeal to the younger generation. And we plan it to be in August or September, but there would be like series of workshops, series of like designer projects. Eventually the competition will either be in August or September. And we are also working with actually Perbadanan Kebanyakan Iktisad di Kelantan. Kelantan State Economic Development Corporation is under the Finance Ministry of Finance. We are working with the Ministry of Finance, trying to get this color outside from international to certain countries. But that is
To
not in-
export, you mean?
to organize an event.
to showcase.
Yeah, because people need to know what is our value proposition before they decide to get engaged with further business transactions and everything.
I think that is a branding exercise altogether.
Because we had an input from one of the designer. Sometimes it works for a Malaysian designer to go to Milan and showcase their design. However, certain segment of the market do not know that designer, so we have to work with their designers.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right,
You get what I
right.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we work with Amal Murad, a celebrity from UAE. Then we can tap the Qatar market and everything, because they know Amal Murad. They do not know Ninot Aziz. Yeah, even though Ninot designed such a wonderful ball gown out of songket, but they still didn't know Ninot Aziz. But they know Amal Murad.
Murad.
That would tackle those kind of markets.
But then there is a logistical challenge when you make batik, right? Where before there's any color on the design, you have to draw out everything with wax first,
With the wax, yeah.
and then only the color goes in.
Yeah.
So that is the challenge.
That is a challenge, because not all fabric can be done using that technique. That would be the challenge. However, it goes back to how much we appreciate
Yes.
the
art.
the technique, the art in coming up with a piece of batik.
For the benefit of you Asian listeners, to create batik, you first need to melt piping hot wax into a kind of like if you can call it a tattoo pen, but you need to draw out a design,
and you need to have a very stable
very steady hand before you put in the color. So check it out on YouTube how to do batik.
Yeah, but when you put the colors and when it spreads to the cloth, it's so beautiful.
No, even if you don't have a stable hand, that's the art of it. Right?
That's the human factor that makes it special.
Then there will be no one batik similar to the other one.
Exactly.
But that is the challenge of creating batik. So that's why you have to pay more for it.
Talking about batik, right? I remember, Kevin, you used to have a bag, that yellow bag.
Oh, yeah. But that bag was actually a print, but from far when you look at it, you think it's flowers.
Yes.
But actually, they're all like caricatures of dinosaurs.
And I actually have the picture.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
This was a locally made product in
Wow,
Sungai
that's
Long.
nice,
It was actually made with American nylon stock
yeah,
grip.
it's dinosaurs.
Yeah, but it's got a very floral kind of print.
how old were you then in the picture?
Not very old. This was maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Because I remember you carrying that bag everywhere you go.
Yeah,
And I remember you were saying that this is actually done by a local
from Sungai
artist.
Long. Right now, his business is like gone like overseas because he sells these bags which are waterproof, weatherproof, and he's got the strap. Like this is a different bag lah. The strap that he uses for all his bags is all seatbelt material, so you cannot tear one. And then he has his cam buckle thing.
So I mean, see that's actually something that could be done with batik.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
print that he got is China print. It's not the material he usually works with, but he wanted to try something more trendy. But then he found that the print material was not as withstanding as the inside material, the lining. So that's why he abandoned that project. So he's now imported more same quality stuff as the lining, but it's the designs are very not so floral lah. Yeah, very military style.
I actually have another friend. What she does is actually she does sort of like those luxury handbags. But what because she is part Thai, so what happened is that the northern states of Thailand, those
Chiang Rai.
not I can't remember. It's not the big one. It's the outskirts, the villages, or the one that the people never really in a way cared about. The one that got left behind. So what happened is that they actually does this kind of weaving, which is very nice. So what she does was she said, actually, I want to return back something to the society, and she realized that over there, especially the young girls, if it's either they stay in the village and do the weaving, or they move to the big city and become a prostitute. So what happened is that she said, I want to drive the economy of that village. So what she did was, when she started this bag company, she incorporated leather product with that materials that she bought from that village, and it looks really good. Yeah. So is it that is something that maybe we can actually even look at, to drive the economy.
Socket bag with leather.
Yeah.
Because it becomes a trend.
Yeah, I think last year, before I went to Korea, I actually happened to find myself at Karang Craft, and I was just thinking, okay, what to buy for this? Like people, because normally I buy food and go, so every time they go, they're so boring. Really, I buy food. So I went to look around lah. Then what I found was like this. I think there were songket name card holders. It made it, because of such a small piece, it made the songket seem cheaper lah, because I was just spending that much for a name card holder. But it was cheap lah, something like $10, something like that. But it was very unique, because if you go to Korea, that thing immediately becomes invaluable already. Yeah, so I thought of that. It's the same thing, like if you go to Korea, you buy back either their cheap handbag or their earrings, which are very popular, or brooch. Come back here is already very rare already. So immediately the price of it will go up. Yeah.
Just want to ask, how much is songket? I don't know how you measure
Then she
it.
just mentioned it can go up to 25,000.
Okay, let's say the cheapest one lah.
The
The lower range.
sampin, the one that they wore during Hari Raya, that's 100, 150. Still can get, but it won't be of elaborate design.
Sorry, it won't be what?
It won't be elaborate.
Okay.
And it can
Very
go up
simple
to 25,000. Okay.
Yep.
Just want to know the range.
Now we know.
But that's the difference between couture and mass market.
And
So-
mass market.
But I guess because of the exchange rate, the cost of it is like, wow, it's a big number to think about lah. But 25,000 is what? Maybe 5,000 US, which is like
5,000
very-
USD, yeah.
Yeah, very normal couture wear
Mhm.
price. If you think of it that way lah.
Right.
Think of it that they
that's why
ended.
Songket managed to penetrate that Doha market via Amal Murad because it is expensive.
Because it's expensive.
Yeah, because
It's
Middle
insane.
Eastern people
High quality goods.
very rich.
Maybe we
Yeah.
could actually, dream big. One day, maybe a celebrity will actually wear a songket and go to the Academy Awards. Sisi Angelina Jolie wear songket.
Yeah.
Oh
And
God,
then
I
Songket
would
will become
love to see
Versace.
that. Yeah. I
Because
would love to see
Yeah.
that.
At
yes.
one time, I remember when she went to an award ceremony, they said, "Wow, your dress is so nice." And they said, "Where you get it?" "I get it from the shop at the corner for $25."
How about
And
we-
people don't believe.
Pool our money and give Junsern some acting lessons. Then he go to
ASEAN
It's okay.
The fresh prince of Durian ASEAN.
Yes.
So, before we wrap up, any messages that you want to share out regarding
I have a question. When is Visit Kelantan year?
this year?
This year?
This year.
Man.
But it's already halfway through the year.
Well, it's still,
Still
have
got
6
time.
months.
You
Still
still
got
have 6
time.
months to go, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my event is in December, so I have no time. 6 months. Are we in? Oh gosh, we're in May.
Yep.
Wow.
Middle
How
of May.
fast time flies.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Now, my message to the younger generations, like I said before, in our quest for modernization, globalization, let's not leave behind our tradition.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's not be ashamed of being seen in local products. Yeah,
Mhm.
I myself, if you ask me for cosmetic, I would use local products. I studied in United Kingdom.
Mhm.
Yeah. Once upon a time, I didn't even care what local products is. You know, in your excitement of being in a foreign country. So when I come back, I travel a lot and I see how people appreciate their heritage. They can just tell a small story, but people will flock that site just because of one simple myth. We have a lot of legends, a lot of myth, but we didn't tell the world about it. We didn't show the world what we have. So I urge the younger generations to go back to our roots.
And help us share this to the world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Nino?
Well, I think I'm going to do the same thing that I usually do.
With
The Hikayat belongs to all of us. To love, to share, to cherish.
Yes,
Simple,
I agree.
straightforward, and effective. Shan?
I'm going to tweet Robert Downey Jr. and I'm going to ask him to wear Songket the next time he appears as Iron Man.
Actually, it's Songko lah. Songko Iron Man.
Songko Iron Man.
Holy crap!
Oh my! Because when he drove that stupid car of his, everybody went and bought that car. What the?
The R8.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ask him wear Songket lah.
Hmm.
Of course, he won't reply to me lah, but it's what a
Ask
shot.
him to reply to me.
You'll be surprised.
There you go.
The moment he asks what is Songket, that's your way.
I said PM me lah, PM me. I'll tell you about it.
I think also
Maybe that's the way to get him.
Exactly.
Give him my number.
Yes.
I think the products and the Hikayat is all at the one point of it, but at the end of it, culture-wise, appreciate the local culture, appreciate the local heritage. We have so much. Like, I'm Portuguese, but I don't speak Portuguese. It sucks. Lingua franca, the Creole that we have, is like almost gone already. We don't speak it anymore.
Yeah, but the Malaysian Portuguese language is actually
That's
old
the Creole.
Portuguese.
Yeah, that's the Creole which we don't
Mhm.
have anymore. So,
I think
sorry.
Gondang Sayang is still have the influence of Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things that I don't know about. I know about it, but I don't know about.
No, you have to teach him how to Gondang Sayang.
We'll have another session.
Yes.
Do you know the story, Senor Costa?
No.
Kan?
I'll bring the video camera next time.
Another session.
Another session.
Kevin Theseira.
Carry to Sarah.
Where is your heritage?
Where's your heritage? Anyway, like for me, my message is that don't forget your roots. And being a Malaysian, we should embrace our roots. We should embrace our heritage, and we should not only embrace it, we should share it with the people. I mean, it's something that we should be proud of, and not something that we should be ashamed of.
It's something we should love.
It's something we should love.
Oh, and you will really love it.
Yeah.
It's so unique.
Yep.
All right. Once again, I'd like to thank our two very special guests today. Puan Nik Farzimar Nik Omar, Group Manager, Entrepreneur, SME and International Relation of PKINK.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me here.
Ninot from BZBee, and also my very good friend. And my fellow co-hosts, Kevin and Shan.
Yep.
I'm Junsern. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Junsern.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Krossfire.